Hi, welcome to MediatorPodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online valuation, divorce, and mediation services in St. Louis, Missouri. In this week's episode, we will discuss how to be financially prepared for mediation with Karen Chellew. For over 30 years, Karen has worked in the legal field as a paralegal and business manager. She's an affiliate member of the American Bar Association in the Dispute Resolution Committee, and she's a certified QDRO administrator. She also owns a company called My Divorce Solutions, which typically includes a team of professionals, including a certified divorce financial analyst, and they develop your financial portrait. And so this is a document that contains financial data that any couple would need in order to make clear decisions for their future. So as a legal liaison and a QDRO administrator, she helps support your legal team and facilitate other connections with resources. Amazing background. Welcome, Karen. Well, and I think that people will sometimes think, okay, well, my name is on this. And this is mine. Okay, this is my car. This is his car. This is my account. Well, I had this before the marriage. You know, I had a call yesterday that was about two businesses, right? Mm-hmm. One business was purchased after the marriage and one business was purchased before the marriage. And so the person was like, well, I don't think we have to worry about the before because that was mine. And I think that making those assumptions is probably not, like really making assumptions that limit the amount of documents that you collect is probably not great at the beginning, because at the beginning you just want to give your professionals all the information, so when he said that to me, I was like, you might have to still look at that first business, because if they claim that it's not separate, you're going to have to prove it. And and he didn't know that, so Don't make assumptions about those like kind of financial components and what they mean to this process. Just collect, it exists, get the statement, it's there, try to get it.
That's exactly correct, because even if something was created, let's just say after the date of separation, if marital monies were used to purchase that asset or to contribute to that asset, that could definitely become marital. A lot of people make, to your point, assumptions about prenup or postnup agreements, that all of a sudden they say, well, it was in a prenup or postnup. That could or could not be true. So to your point, that's a very good point. Just collect the data and let the professionals interpret what the data means.
Because sometimes I think when people go through this divorce process, they don't want to bring up an issue. Like, I don't want to bring up that issue because what if that wasn't an issue? And that's not really, there's a lot of legal ramifications that are attached to a divorce, and how even your investment accounts. I had a client this week that was like, I thought it would be so easy. Like, this is what I owned at the date of marriage. So there's some income and things. Just take that out, split that up, and then all the rest is mine. He's like, is that naive of me? And I was like, well, it is naive a little bit, but it's also because you haven't gone through this process, before. And so there is more of a process, and each state is different.
Right.
So income and appreciation on assets, regardless of whether it's a business or some sort of an other account, is treated differently. So you can't, and unless you know all of that right now, you're just in the collection phase, right?
Yes, right.
Get as much data as you know.
Right. And then from that collection, the components can be identified, because you may or may not even know what a component is. And a lot of people, to your point as well, take the position, well, he said that's his retirement account, or that's her credit card bill. Well, that's for later discussion. Let's just get the documents and data in our hands right now, and we can put it all together so that you can better understand what the marital estate is comprised of. And from there, you can decide what's his and hers, or so forth
Yeah,
and so
and
on.
part of it
Yeah.
is deciding who keeps what. And part of it is deciding who keeps what. It's not buying somebody out of this car or this house and things like that. But I think another interesting part that people don't always understand is the components that we can see even on the payroll records, like W-2s. Like, do you have an accountant that's doing your tax returns? That accountant will typically have their work papers. So they may have copies of your prior W-2s, copies of statements. But even on the W-2 or a pay stub, we might see a small payment to a 401k. We might see a small payment to a pension. We might see other types of activity that to the regular person, they're just looking at the top number. But we're trying to find little clues of where to find or even that other assets exist, right?
Yeah, right. Payout of options, grants, they'll show up on a W-2. K-1s are important. 1099s are very important, especially when it comes to passive income. A lot of people don't realize that passive income actually factors into, the divorce discussions and the support numbers and so forth. So